G'day, I'm Ash. Welcome back to the channel. Hopefully you're doing fantastically well. I've just grabbed myself a quick bite to eat. Anyway, we're going through some of the feedback here as Warthunder's finally announced the changes roadmap. And essentially, I'm going to skip all the bullshit. You can go and read it yourself. But for those of you who don't like, and I want to have a dyslexic person read to you in very broken English and broken translated English, considering that it is Russian, then yes, this is a good time for you to sit down and sort of just explore furthermore. Now, the biggest thing here is that after all your feedback and suggestions, we'd like to show you the development roadmap of War Thunder for the next few months. Okay, fantastic. That's easily done. Hopefully, these changes and some of these things outlined in the roadmap are pretty decent. Keep in mind, there is an economy revision plan, and I don't necessarily know what to do or how to talk about some of the Silver Lion economy-based changes, just because it goes on forever. There is a vote as well, and I guess other channels who have more credibility in terms of looking at Silver Lions and bonuses and stuff like that will actually go and tell you how to sort of look at the best option possible. I'm not entirely sure because, well, these things are sort of subject to change, and I really can't be bothered, especially when it's 8 o'clock in the morning, trying to get an economy revision into my brain, because I'm not exactly the greatest when it comes to this kind of stuff. I can, especially when you've just woken up. Anyhow, should be noted that these are not all the changes and suggestions that we'd like to introduce to the game, according to your wishes and comments, but as it seems, the main ones will be able to do more in the near future, most likely after implementation of the roadmap. You may have other suggestions, comments, and priorities that change in general. Therefore, we have planned to have another session of collecting feedback in the fall after the work is completed. Fantastic. That's a really huge change. This is a really large roadmap. Okay, fantastic. And besides the proposed changes being significant, this is the most essential change to the game's economy in 9 years. And it's been rolled out radically at an expedited pace in the light of current circumstances. Fantastic. And then there is a forewarning. Therefore, please perceive this roadmap as an experimental exploratory endeavor in the interest of transparency. Okay, should changes blah 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 fail, we'll revert them, blah 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 blah, and blah 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 blah. We can decide what we want to do with the game, so we're probably going to fuck it over in the later periods of time. There, okay, I've saved you reading that paragraph. But yeah, again, as I said, there are other content creators who probably covered the economy revision plan in detail. Today, we're only going to be covering the roadmap itself. Changes to Silver Line mechanics, improved balance of Silver Lines, increasing the reward multiplier and reducing the cost of repairing vehicles. Make all vehicles break even for the average player, including without a premium account. Fantastic. Calculation of the economic parameters of each vehicle for average indicators instead of vehicle statistics for all vehicles of the same type and battle rating. Okay, this doesn't make any sense. I don't know who wrote this one, but this one essentially goes, we're going to be calculating the rewards and repair cost of each vehicle and then, trying to figure out what its actual purpose is. I guess it summarised that one down. Improvements to premium accounts. If your total repair cost exceeds your income, you'll be compensated after the battle, ensuring that your Silver Line tally for the match remains 0 unless you have team killed. That's a good change. Adding free backups to newly purchased premium vehicles. Okay. Dynamic repair cost reduction. The shorter the lifespan, the cheaper the repair. My only concern with this point is having bombers fly off the edge of the map and spend 25 minutes just flying around. I know you've introduced a match timer, so that 25 minutes isn't a great deal, but make sure that this doesn't sort of go and backfire, because the shorter the lifetime, the cheaper the repair, but the longer the lifetime, I don't want to have to spend a whole entire match where I've played one vehicle, I'm doing really well in one vehicle, and the repair cost is stupidly expensive. Anyway, just the food for thought. Capture point reward for vehicles that failed to survive until the capture completion. Good, so you get points for that now. Free repair if destroyed by an ally. That's a good change, considering that that happens sometimes, especially when you've got a PE8 or something else rolling through. A detailed calculation of the reward mission status results window, as well as in the private message window after the battle ends. Fantastic. It'll be good to see some UI changes. Hopefully that'll direct the game in a better way, and hopefully that'll also lead to more improvements in just, it's just minor things like how and why and what and all that kind of stuff. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Changes to progression and research points. condensing of tech trees by grouping vehicles and decreasing the required research points to research vehicles in groups by 2 times. Whoa, that's massive at the moment. Hopefully they stick by that one because there is a lot of vehicles in the game. Hopefully that'll make things a little bit easier. Reduction of research and purchase costs of rank 6 and 7 aircraft. That'll be fantastic because sometimes you run out of silver just buying some of the vehicles. There is a skill bonuses in research points depending on a number of kills. If you go and get 3 kills, 15%. If you go get 6 kills, it's 30%. 9 kills, 50%. And those who do really well are going to be basically running around getting almost bonus points. That's going to be interesting to see how that means. This just means, especially, that if you do better, you're going to get more rewards. I like that one. That is a good change. Detailed calculation of the reward in the mission results window, as well as in the private message battle after the battle ends. Okay, we cover that one. And then there is a big sort of change here. Research bonuses for new nations. And essentially it says after obtaining a top vehicle of one nation, such as the vehicle that will be clearly marked in the research tree, a bonus is added to the research of vehicles of this type in other nations. So if I unlock on SPAA, then I will have a bonus towards SPAAs, presumably. Where the top tier vehicles have not been received, this bonus is given for 3 battles every day for each nation separately. So it gives you an incentive to play each nation. Hopefully this, I guess the way they could just avoid this completely is by having a buy 2 daily comeback like you have on the dev server, although it's a buy 5 there, for the first win of the day, so that way people can play each vehicle they want and so on and so forth. But that's okay. Approximate values are rank 4, 15% rank 5, 25% rank 6, 35 and rank 7 and 8 plus 50%, and that'll be done in the 4th update of the year, October and November. And then a revision of the naval progression. Moving on. Now, revision of the use of obtaining and use of the fire prevention equipment, repair sets for tanks and for ships, as well as countermeasures for aircraft. Okay, so that's just the general statement there. Essentially, they're giving FPE ground vehicles will split into default single-use fire extinguishing and an improved type, which requires module research and is capable of extinguishing fire twice. So they're adding a module. I don't know whether this will be beneficial. That will allow you to then obviously do multiple fire extinguishing and basically giving you some tool sets and ground and naval, which will also allow you to partially sort of repair some modules, not only mobility ones, but similar to arcade repair battle mechanics. So that's interesting. So they're giving us free parts in FPE. That is massive. And then for aircraft, standard countermeasures will come available immediately to researched aircraft. Options such as chaffed and improved flares and mixed and flares variety will only be available by researching the modules. So that is a good change. Anyway, mission points reward for repair, fire extinguishing assist of allies. Okay, so basically we're getting more mission points, we're getting more points for that one. Another massive change here, helicopter research progression by playing ground vehicles. A player will be able to select either a tank or helicopter to channel the research points in ground battles. That is massive, so it allows more people to access helicopters instead of having to play through helicopter PvE or something like that, and will allow you to either unlock more helicopters or whatever. So I don't know, that's a good change. Whether it's yet to be seen, I don't know. What do you think on that one? In addition, the limited list of battle tasks, some battle pass tasks existing in the aviation simulator battles, and then the same for simulator battles as well. They're expanding the battle pass tasks and battle tasks to sim in general. That is fantastic. And keeping the progress of the daily login reward in the PC version by collecting daily rewards in the warthunder mobile. Unsure how that's going to keep people who want to keep their daily login streak going, but there it is. Maybe they could give better daily rewards instead of having terrible ones. That way, anyway, doesn't matter. Matchmaking, night battles are temporarily disabled. Fantastic. They can be enabled in the future. Changing the matchmaking settings for high rank battles in order to collect more complete battles at the cost of minimum increase of waiting time. So they're basically just saying there that matchmaker is changing to allow quicker gameplay. A display of BR ranges in the filter map for updated June 2023. So that'll allow you to show the battle rating changes and the battle rating ranges in the map filter section. Hopefully that gets extended to what types of maps and where, so you can actually see everything. But then there's also a revision of the set maps for piston and jet aircraft for more eventful battles. That's fantastic. And transferring some of the large maps to higher BRs, update June 2023. So, okay, well, I look forward to that one. And then improving essentially they are improving the balance of Cold War vehicles and, changing basic battle ratings of certain types of vehicles. So hopefully that will be nice. Other than that, locations and missions, Strike UAV moved to higher ranks, above 9.7 matchmaking, or a BR above 10.7, allow players to have SAM systems capable of countering them. So that's coming out in the next major update, which will be in basically later today, I think. And then the Hydro plane respawn points have moved to the center of the map, allowing them to spawn over friendly airfield. This is a massive change for me personally. Reduction of the effectiveness of anti-aircraft guns located in fields and convoys of all aircraft modes, so you won't get shot down halfway through the map while trying to engage another aircraft. So that's good. I like that one. And then there's a bunch of other locations which they're going to be changing and fixing issues with bushes when shot through after a collision. Fantastic. So those locations and missions are all cool and well, but we're going to skip them because they're not really that important. Gameplay refinement of the damage model for smaller caliber heat rounds. Okay, so they talk about how the different shells work and if they are not stopped by any obstacles and such. So that's a nice change for small caliber heat rounds. They have an improved indication for spawn zone protection. I'm unsure whether or not that will be a interesting sort of a change. And the second is an indication of players firing at the spawn zones, such as shooters will be additionally marked in game, world, and on the mini-map, and similar to being scouted. Okay, so that's going to be interesting. So that may end up by changing the way that spawns work. Hopefully you increase the map size or add more objectives to maps and not constrict them. Yeah, I don't know. Finalisation of the mechanics in the commander site and adding a short delay to hunter-killer mechanics. All right, fair enough. The ability to accept an apology for a team kill. That's interesting. When accepting an apology, the apologising player is not awarded penalty points. Okay. Followed by a possible kick from the session and a ban for this team kill. Interesting. And then they go on to talk about destructible 3D decorations, the ability to shoot or destroy, taking into account the settings, and add a destructible decoration. So that's going to be interesting to see. Reworking of the network logic to solve one of the problems of ghost shells. I'm not going to cover that at all. A refinement to the tank landscape, a collision solver in order to fix situations when a tank that has flipped on its turret is almost impossible to turn over. That should be fantastic. That's a good quality of life change. Improved target hit alert in aircraft battles for an air target that's considered shot down under current conditions, but still has the ability to hit its offender, or if there are munitions on fire. We're going to add a delay in reporting the frag, possibly blocking the control shot of aircraft after some time. So that's basically people who fly around with one wing and they're still getting kills, etc. So hopefully that makes it easier for people to get kills. Maybe extending the timer on that one. Be interesting to see how that plays out. In others, making it easier to report hate speech in chat, fantastic. And that'll be coming in summer updates 2023. And they, for our convenience, have also added this progression chart with the arrow going downwards in update name. Talk about some of the changes that they're going to do immediately, and obviously some of the other implementations of where they're going to do stuff. So this is fantastic. This allows you to see a view from visually what they plan to do and how and when. So hopefully this is something we can hold them accountable to. And then there it is. And there's leave the feedback thread. So again, an overly positive sort of way and look at some of the other things. It is not absolutely everything that I wish they had addressed, but then again, they probably have gone into our plan in detail for the economy revision. So again, stay tuned. I'll probably do a video on this. I don't really think I need to. But if you want to read, I'll leave both in the description anyway. But the roadmap is fantastic, and this will allow, I don't know, it's good to see that they've actually taken the time to actually go through some of the things. Granted, I don't know, I'm still skeptical, but this is a massive positive towards the game. So thanks for watching. My name is Ash. If you have any questions or any comments, what do you think about the changes and the roadmap? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.